Hey ladies, welcome to episode 148. We're going to be talking about fullness and what to do if you find yourself eating past fullness. I believe this will be really useful whether you're new to intuitive eating, you've never even heard of intuitive eating, you just happen to stumble across this amazing podcast, or you've been an intuitive eater for a while and you might still notice this happens on occasion. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast. This is a podcast for women who are ready to ditch diets, ditch the scale, and food guilt forever, and instead invite peace with food, body trust, and confidence in all of your choices. This show will shed some light on sneaky ways diet culture has infiltrated your thoughts, your family, and your well-being. I believe that no matter the episode, you'll walk away feeling informed, inspired, and encouraged. I'm your host, Jennifer D'Amato. I'm a certified intuitive eating counselor, coach, a mom of 4 daughters, a lover of all things pink, and I can't wait to dive into each and every episode with you. Let's dive in now. Whether you are an intuitive eater or not, you may experience eating past comfortable fullness. I know this can come with a lovely side of self-judgment and criticism, maybe even self-hatred and loathing. You may find that when you are new to implementing the principles of intuitive eating, that you often do eat beyond fullness. It's not uncommon, and like everything else on this journey, it's an opportunity to learn and to grow. Today, I want to share what to do when you eat past comfortable fullness. You might describe it as like being stuffed or just use the word uncomfortable. And you'll probably experience things like a heaviness in your midsection, in your digestive system, maybe bloating, feeling sleepy or lethargic, and it's possible you might have some pain or extreme discomfort. First and foremost, this is the most important. Do not beat yourself up. If those negative thoughts do float in or come in like Miley Cyrus says, like a wrecking ball, then it's good to have something prepared to remind yourself that this is part of learning to trust your body again. It could be a phrase or a sentence. It could be something that serves as a gentle reminder that those thoughts are not helpful, they're harmful, and what you need is fill in the blank, right? Like you have something to go to ahead of time when those thoughts infiltrate your brain. And it's common even for those thoughts to stay present. They keep coming up, especially at the beginning of this journey. So I love to be proactive and have something already prepared that helps take me out of that negative headspace. Now, you might not be ready to address what led to eating past comfortable fullness at the moment. It's not always easy to go there when you already don't feel good, when your body's hurting or you're in pain or uncomfortable. So don't feel like you need to jump right into this next part. Maybe set a reminder to journal or just explore later when you do feel better physically and mentally. When you are ready to explore, here are some ways that you can do that. One of the first things you can do is ask yourself this question. Leading up to eating past comfortable fullness, had you honored your hunger signals? So if you put off eating when your body says, feed me, it's going to move that hunger need up, and you might notice it takes more to feel full or satisfied when you do finally honor those hunger signals. You might notice that when you put off eating for longer than your body needs, you might feel like the fast and the furious when food is finally available. Eating as fast as you can to calm those hunger pains, often leading to missing those cues of fullness that your body sends you until you hit uncomfortable. So go ahead and just take some time to notice, How did honoring my hunger show up before this happened? And take a big view of that. It could be the entirety of the day, it could be the hours leading up to that, and just observe. Next, check in with what foods you were eating when you ate past comfortable fullness. Are those foods you believe you should be limiting or completely restricting? Are they foods you've labeled bad or unhealthy? When you've not yet made peace with all foods, you might still feel out of control around them. This takes time to work through as you allow all foods in again. So, a gentle reminder that you can eat those foods again at any time and they're not off limits can be very helpful. Remember, continuing to restrict, limit, or even hold the beliefs that you should not be eating certain foods can be enough to send you into a binge on those foods. I hear from clients, where they're working through this process and the reminder does come after they've felt out of control, after they've, experienced uncomfortable fullness on those foods. And that is an okay, beautiful, wonderful, acceptable place to start that you have to remind yourself after it happened, because eventually you will believe that those foods are available because you're eating them, you're allowing them, and that reminder just exists in your brain, no longer needing to consume them in great quantities because they are always available. Lastly, take time to look at what was happening during the meal or eating experience. Were you highly distracted? Was there little room for mindfulness and being present with the food? Remember, this isn't about judging what you observe in yourself. It's about learning and deciding, what do you want to do next time? And keep in mind, what you want to do next time is the same thing you just did. Like, you have that empowered choice to decide how you show up for the food, for the meal, for the eating experience. Eating past comfortable fullness not only happens, but as an intuitive eater, you may from time to time make that choice to eat beyond fullness. Maybe the meal is so good and you just want it all. Maybe you're on vacation and want to experience the local foods that you won't have again. Maybe you finished eating, but your sweet little one made you something and wants you to try it. In all of these instances, which I've personally been in, you can choose to say no, or you can choose to say yes. When you are in tune with your body, you can make an empowered choice in how you want to feel. The majority of the time, I choose to feel energized, comfortable, and satisfied. But there are occasions where I have chosen to eat beyond comfort. I am fully present and aware of what I am choosing. I know how I'll feel. I'm not beating myself up after when it's a fully present and personal choice. I'll tell you personally, it is rare for me. It is rare for me to make that choice to be really uncomfortable, uncomfortably full. But I no longer struggle with the after because I made the choice. I am present. I am there saying, I'm going to continue eating. I believe it is rare because I don't enjoy feeling that way. I really don't, no matter what. And I've been in that vacation situation. I've been where there's foods I know I'm not going to have them again when I go back home. They're local to the area. There's something special there. And I have said no. I've said this is enough, but I've also been in the situation and said, I'm going to just feel stuffed and uncomfortable, but I want every last bite of this. Again, there's such a difference when in diet culture, in dieting, in my disordered eating, there was no choice. And for me, I'll give you the example. It was pizza because I had restricted that so much, tried everything that was like faux pizza, not real pizza. But when I got around pizza, I was sick to my stomach. Like I couldn't say no. I was so like full to the point of wanting to throw up. I felt sick the next day. I wasn't present. I wasn't making an empowered choice to eat beyond fullness. I felt out of control because I was out of control. Now, if I make the choice to continue eating, I am fully present. I'm aware of how my body feels and what I'm choosing. Again, it's why it's rare, but I also make the choice at times to eat beyond comfortable fullness. This is the kind of episode you might want to go back through and have this one kind of pinned somewhere, saved somewhere for yourself, downloaded, so that if this happens, you can walk through this exercise. When it happens, you can walk through this exercise without judgment, without guilt, without shame, and just be the observer. Learn, grow, make decisions, and maybe even just feel like, okay, this is normal. I'm normal. Sometimes we just need that validation that this is part of the process. I'm normal. This is common. It's okay. I'm not here forever. This is kind of, along the journey, along the path, what might happen. I really do hope this episode was helpful for you. Sometimes I like to give just those really tangible, step by step, walk through this, here's what you can do kind of episodes, and weave a little bit of my story and experience with this topic. I would be so grateful if this spoke to you, if you found this helpful, if you would do a couple of things for me. If you're listening on Apple, I know it's the only place you can leave a review. I wish that those who are listening on Spotify, and I know some people listen on Google and Amazon and all these other places, I'm unbelievably grateful for you. But the only place you can leave a review is on Apple. So if you're an Apple listener, would you scroll down to the bottom and give a star and written review? Women read those. I know they're going in deciding, is this somebody I want to listen to and learn from? I'm so appreciative for each and every one. And the next thing is, if you're listening on Apple, and if you're not, would you mind sharing a screenshot of the episode, tag Health Life and More for Women, or you can tag Jennifer_Health Coach for Life on Instagram. I would love to be able to share that this episode spoke to you so that other women can say, hey, I am feeling really uncomfortable after I eat. I'm, always eating past fullness and I'm really struggling. What do I do? They might see you share this and be able to start on their own journey of healing their relationship with food and body and implementing intuitive eating. I'm so unbelievably grateful. And I'm getting all like teary-eyed mushy because I know I'm coming to the end of season 3. I can't believe it that season 4 is literally knocking on the door right now. So I'm feeling all the feels as I wrap up this episode and we get closer to a brand new season of the podcast. Thanks, ladies. Thanks for taking the time to listen, leave a review, and share this podcast with others. Until next week.